Ralph get his haircut for the summer.
I would like to call to order the library building committee. It is Thursday, June 12th, 2025 at 3 p.m. We're meeting at 1111 Somerset Avenue, Dayton, Mass. This is a hybrid meeting at Old Town Hall, which means some members may be on Zoom, some are going to be in person here. The listing of matters are those reasonably anticipated by the chair, which may be discussed at the meeting. Not all items listed, in fact, may be discussed, and other items not listed may also be brought up for discussion to the extent permitted by law. This agenda is subject to revisions, additions prior to the meeting. Ask that first we'll do a roll call, starting with Brett.
Britt Village Trust.
James Aguirre.
Ralph Taco.
Jonathan Gale.
Mark Prokop.
Pat Gales.
And Ken Pacheco.
Mark
please
Morris.
Hi, Mark.
Hi, Mark.
Hi.
Sorry about that. I have my back to you.
Sorry.
Could we stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Review, discuss, and act agenda item 4 on bids received regarding light fixtures. I do have a question since at the last meeting, we voted to approve the Northeast Electrical.
Correct.
That has to be rescinded, I think.
It does, but we do not have paperwork ready to take another vote. But I would,
okay.
I would encourage you to rescind that vote because we cannot purchase from that vendor. So would you like to do that first? You want to hear my?
Sure, I would like to do that
Okay,
first.
sure.
So I'd entertain a motion to,
Why, I think for the record, why are we rescinding?
The terms for the two bids that we received, payment in full upfront, which we as a municipality cannot do.
so I haven't heard that, I entertain a motion to terminate that agreement that we had, the vote that we took on Northeast Electrical.
So moved. Up second.
Any discussion? Not all those in favor, say aye, starting with Britt.
How about if you're not in favor?
Then you're gonna pass and wait for me to say all those opposed.
Aye.
James Aguirre, aye.
Aye.
Jonathan Gale, aye.
Mark Prokop, aye.
Pat Gales, aye.
Ken Pacheco is an aye also.
Mark
How about
Morris,
you?
aye.
Thank you, Mark.
I apologize, Mark. I keep on forgetting that you're here. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
We'll start with Mark next time.
Yes, I should be on the other side, but I'm not. Okay, so what's the situation with the present, the bids? We
Yeah,
don't have any
so-
bids then?
We don't. We will probably have them land next Tuesday. But because of the holiday next week, I'm not sure that we'll be able to do a special meeting until the following week. And I don't see
We could do it on Wednesday.
you can post it.
Yeah.
But unless we actually receive the documentation on Tuesday, the way we're supposed to, then we may have to either cancel or have it.
Yeah.
But I'm fine with that either way. So Granite City is meeting me next Tuesday, and they're supposed to have docs in hand from the vendor on Tuesday. So what we did, and this has been discussed with the town administrator and the town accountant, we went back out to bid, and this time we are going to not only look at the quotes, but we're also going to look at the terms. And the terms, I think in this case, are going to dictate who the awarded bidder is going to be. So I can't guarantee that we get it for the same cost, but we're going to do our best to try and stay on target.
Is it usual for electrical fixtures to want upfront payment?
So while I was away, this came up, as you know, I sent the email out, and I actually called the manufacturer and asked him to please explain why. And all of the lights that we chose a special order, every single one of them. So because of that, there's no way that you'll have a vendor order them until they're paid for. So I really don't want to go back to the drawing board and pick other fixtures. I'd like to try to see if we can find a vendor who will have different terms. If we fail, then we may have to reconsider. But that's the reason. It makes sense when you look at it that way.
Yeah.
So what are we looking for the contractors? Are we talking about a different company for the lights? or-
So this is where it gets complicated. we went directly to the suppliers for our bids. They're the ones who are gonna require it. So now we're gonna try to find a contractor who's willing to buy the fixtures. There'll probably be a markup, but we don't have to put any money out.
Yeah.
Contractor will put the money out. So that's why we'll have to see where this lands, so.
So Jim, when you say a contractor, does that mean a contractor to do the installation that we already have, or are we looking now at a different contractor for installation too?
Well, that's an interesting question, and this is something that I talked with Serena about, and we're both in agreement. The initial thought was to pool them together, but then that's gonna put us over the $50,000 threshold, which then is gonna be a whole different ballgame for procurement.
Mhm.
So, so we're keeping it the way it is. We're just going to, in the new bid that's out now is the terms. The terms are that we have net 30 days to pay.
Should we indicate in the terms that the funds have been, just to allay any fears, the funds have been appropriated?
yeah.
We have the money,
Yeah.
yeah,
I don't know exactly what the
Yeah.
nomenclature they put in it was.
Yeah.
I was remote
Okay.
for 2 weeks, but
okay. I didn't-
they assured me that, the way it was written was, we're just asking for 30 days to pay. That's
Okay.
all. So,
Can we ask in,
so to answer your question, Jonathan, it could be the same contractor who buys the fixtures and puts them in. Yes, it could be. We don't know because we have to review the bids when they come in, and whoever has the best price with the best terms. And on the installation, it's pretty easy. It's whoever the low bidder is.
can we ask in the terms? I have two questions that I'd like to see in the terms, if it's possible. One is whether it's pay up front or 30 days at this point. Number one, what's the coverage that we get if any of these fixtures get to us and they're broken?
Well, we're not paying for them up front. We're paying for them after delivery. So
Right.
we won't be paying for anything that's broken.
So that, because I guess what I'm getting at is because that, I hear what you're saying, but if that could hold us up, because then we have to go back and forth and they say we did it and we say it happened at shipping,
We don't, the contract does.
contract.
That's why there's gonna be a markup.
So with their potentially being, I want to make sure that we're covered by insurance or whatever in the contract as well, that there is somehow we're covered if there's breakage, even though it's the contractor who gets the product.
Yep.
Do we have to provide extra insurance or take out, policy of $125 for insurance for breakage or something?
I can discuss that with the town administrator once the bid come in.
Okay.
I don't-
think That's just important to,
I know what you're saying,
you know what I'm trying to say.
And are they gonna be delivered here or to the contractor?
here,
Yeah, so we'll get.
We
to
drop
open 'em
ship
up,
here, right,
we'll open 'em up,
right.
blah, blah, blah.
in the contractor's presence so that
Yep,
everything is above board.
makes sense. So the other thing is, are we able to meet next Wednesday? Sure, we'll have a quorum, but
I'm here.
yeah,
I'm here,
What's the date?
18th.
At 3,
at 3?
At 3,
that might be trouble for me, but
is there a better time?
no.
We can revolve our life around yours.
Yes, you can.
It's expected.
Is Mark available also next Wednesday?
Mark, are you available next Wednesday for a meeting at 3:00?
It's usually my nap time, but I'll be here.
Just have some chocolate.
There you go. I got some now.
Is he
Yes, I
muted?
am.
He is available.
I have an appointment in Easton, like at 1:32, but I could possibly be back, so. You may go without me.
So why don't we shoot for next Wednesday, 3:00?
I'll post it. Yep.
Thank you.
And thank you. And then you'll know Tuesday midday-ish, early afternoon, whether,
It'll be posted, so we need to cancel it.
yeah,
Right, it's
yeah, we can send the email out.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just wondering, as we're getting closer to the opening, if we should meet a little bit more often. Do you think there's gonna be a need for us to meet a little bit more often? I know we're
Then
gonna,
every other week that we're, every week
This
that we're
is-
gonna do now.
well, right now it's every month, right?
Well,
We did have to
that's
have
what we're
a.
doing.
This
Next
is the
week.
last hurdle that we need to get over. All the other contracts are either in place or we're working on them. So, I mean, we can if you like, but
Well, I want the group to,
I mean, it depends what actions needed.
we can meet monthly if something comes up like we're doing now.
Yeah.
We'll deal with it, I
Okay.
guess, so.
right,
Is that all right with you, Pat?
That's fine.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I should have asked you
You
first.
should have.
Is budget on the agenda? I'm sorry.
So a little farther down.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll wait till then.
Any other questions about the electrical work and all that kind of stuff, the contract and everything? If
Is
not,
Work
this
is still
gonna-
ongoing, by the way.
Is this gonna set us back?
Not right now.
Are you, can I hold you to that?
For now, you can.
All right.
Yeah.
not right now means tomorrow it could change. So, I mean, you
Jim, do
covered
we know,
himself.
while we're sticking with electrical and everything, do we know when they're gonna get to the electrification of the doors, laboratory doors and the exterior doors?
The shop drawings were approved last week with Somerset Glass. Somerset Glass has repaired all of the existing glazing that was broken on the building. That's done. So my best guess is, and this is one of the things that we're gonna go over Tuesday, is the timeline for the contracts that are out. Would be, they'll probably start within 2.5 to 3 weeks. So the glazing is first, and then the electrification will go in. So that'll be toward the end of that project, which is about a 3-week project.
Okay.
So I guess to answer your question, a month and a half,
Okay, thank you.
about the time the scrims are going up, which is July 26th, isn't it?
Yep, last week, July, yep,
Wow,
Thanks.
good,
booked.
yeah.
Okay, updates regarding project work streams, building infrastructure. Anything in addition to what you've already spoken about?
No, everything that we discussed is on track, except for, as you know, the electric. The units are being fired up as we speak. They do not want me to go down there for an actual startup demonstration until early next week, but they're going through all the motions right now. The thermostats are all located in the library director's office with remote sensors. So nobody will be able to adjust temperature except for the library director. The flooring and carpeting, Mr. Vitaco and I have to work on that contract next week. Final plumbing is in play. He's ordered the sinks and some of the final fixtures. The site and landscaping plan is drafted. I should have my hands on that Tuesday, and then I'll be able to share that with everyone on Wednesday.
Good.
And then Plan B has already started working on the property to do, Plan B right now is slated to do the exterior ceiling, which is ongoing or done. The exterior staining and painting of the ramps, which also includes the anti-skid surface, the columns, and that rear stairway and deck. So he's probably gonna be there next week and then for the next few weeks.
So when will I be able to put books on shelves?
Probably not till after the scrims are on.
And that's next month?
No,
Scrims the
Well,
last week of.
yeah, I would say August you'll be able to start.
That works.
Yep.
That's still, yeah, we'll hit her, we'll hit her opening fast. If it's August, we'll hit her open.
Jim, for the ramps, you mentioned the non-skid surface.
Yep.
Are they gonna do that little bit of sanding as well?
Yes,
Okay,
yeah,
so
that's all part of it. I also think there's enough money in the budget to skirt the ramps, because right now I think they're very unsightly.
Mhm.
So Plan B is gonna skirt the ramps. So that's the open area under the ramps.
Yep.
There'll be,
Oh, I see. Okay,
some
yes.
wood up- there'll be some decorative wood.
Sure.
It's not gonna be the AZAC fancy like the two front entrances.
Yeah.
But it'll be something that is very appeasing to the eye. So,
And do you know in the, you said that you're hoping to have the plan for the exterior areas on Tuesday. Do you know if that includes, in our last meeting, we talked about the back area with poison ivy and everything? Do you
it does.
take that into account?
I believe it does, yes.
Although you went and you didn't see any.
I didn't see any around the building. I sent that video.
Yeah.
I didn't see any around the I saw a whole bunch by the fire pit,
Yes,
whole bunch by the fire. pit.
yes,
Yeah.
that's what I saw. I didn't
Yeah,
see
yeah.
any around the building.
So the fire pit is slated to be removed. So
Why is that though? Why
we can discuss it if you don't want it to be.
I
Do
know
you
that,
see a use for it?
well, when Jocelyn was our library
Yeah.
director, we briefly talked about maybe putting sand in there and kids could,
Oh,
that was a thought,
okay.
but I'm not sure.
If,
Who
if,
monitors that? I mean,
Yeah,
Kids in the
well,
neighborhood gonna go over there and start playing
Cats.
with them.
Cats.
it'll be a huge cat litter
Yeah,
box.
no, that
So,
would-
yeah, and a
that's a big
raccoon
no.
box, and yeah, so
Well, you could put a cover, but
I know it's not on the agenda, but if you want to have a quick discussion about it, I would love for you to.
Sharing what the thought was, so.
I don't think it's a good idea.
So right now, it's slated to be removed.
Oh, because Pat said to stop.
She's got that cute brat in her hair today.
Oh, does it need, if it stayed there, would it need to be rebuilt?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's,
yeah.
it's complete. I don't know that we have, and I'm not using this to my advantage, but the way the budget's set up right now, I don't have money to rebuild that. So that would take a mason.
There's no point in keeping it if we don't know how we're gonna use it.
No.
But a litter box, I'm sure the cats would appreciate it in the
Oh,
neighborhood.
the community litter box, yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
That's got a good ring to it.
Yeah.
Not to put you on the spot, as the current library director, do you see a use for that?
The fire pit?
Yes.
I didn't see a use for it.
No.
No.
Okay. Okay.
So we're not having clam bakes.
So we're not, no
barbecue
fireside
chicken.
storytelling or anything? I mean,
Oh, there we go.
Fire chief might have an issue with that.
If
well,
we do, we'd have a different, because that thing is just an eyesore.
you know, I think in the future, if there's gonna be something, I'm gonna go back to the term I just used, fireside storytelling, and with marshmallows and all that sort of good stuff. I mean, maybe that's something to visit in the future with a fundraiser to raise the money for, to do it.
But it doesn't have to be that big either. I
No,
mean, that thing
no,
is,
but it could be something that's put on a slab or whatever, to do it too. Maybe we can look at that when we get the design
Okay.
for spacing or something potentially.
Yes, so I think we ought to keep it the way you planned that we're gonna take it. That's okay with that, so.
is that all right with you, Pat?
That's okay. with me
So we
today.
don't even have to take a vote. Pat's okay with it then.
Thank you.
Anything else on,
Yeah, I had a bit of a follow-up question of Britt's question, when she asked about putting books on shelves. When could shelves go in?
That's gonna be about the same time as the scrims. As soon as the storefronts
Yep,
are done,
okay.
the plan is to get the flooring contractor in there simultaneously.
Yep.
So as soon as he finishes an area, then you're welcome to it.
Oh, perfect.
So,
Thank you.
Are we building the shelves or is somebody else building the shelves?
We have to bring them in, but I believe the highway department, I think, was gonna help with that.
Yep.
And by help, I mean,
Do it.
yes,
Manpower.
You have to bring them in?
they have to get brought in somehow, so they're all a mishmash. I would need to, I know which shelves go in which area.
mhm.
So I would need to be there when they go in to make sure the correct shelves go in the correct area. And instruct whoever's there, that these are the shelves that are getting set up here. So yes, I'd like to bring them in, just so that I know the correct shelves are going to the right area.
Well, you did say if you can't make it, I could do it.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
so when you say
I'll send you
that,
the write-up.
Just wanted to be clear.
Yeah,
when you say that, you're talking about us helping or the highway department's gonna move them in? Who's gonna move them?
I would, yeah.
Physically, the highway.
Physically, yes,
Yeah.
but I would be
Obviously
there
wanna
as
be
well.
present.
Yeah,
Direct.
yeah, I would be there
Okay,
as well.
Pat? Okay, good.
In
I have
fact,
a question about shelves.
Yeah.
Do you have a specific shelf for the historic books?
I do.
It's in that, it's in your office.
yeah, it's in the fire,
All right, are
reading.
any of those books need to be like enclosed, in a cabinet rather than in the air? You know what I mean?
I know, what you mean. Yeah.
Well, they never have been. I mean, they've been in the
I thought they-
cabinet,
I
but
thought
they
They
were
were in
the
that
cap-
glass cabinet.
But I mean,
Is that really?
It didn't,
I mean,
did that ever lock?
it never locks,
Okay.
never
all right,
closed,
Yeah,
and there was no,
not humidity.
and actually,
Yeah.
and the reading room with the fireplace
Yeah.
has a darker trim, so that's the highest quality
How
UV
many
trim.
books? I'm not sure what's there anymore, but there's nothing that's really like historic value. Most of them are reference books.
Yeah, that's right.
there are some maps and stuff that you should go look at that we have. I don't know what they are. I had been just saving them and trying to keep them from disintegrating.
Okay.
But I didn't know what I was doing and I really don't know what they are, but we should
Okay.
maybe look at those when I have them all pulled out.
Yeah, yeah. Let me know when you go and
I know many years ago, I borrowed from the library, the bicentennial book that they have
Yep.
there. And I was told I wasn't allowed to do that. You're not allowed to take any of those
That's
books out of
Right,
it.
non-circulation, yeah.
But
yeah,
I did
yep.
take it home.
Yep.
I believe I returned it. No, I know I returned.
I'll check.
it. Yeah, no. So obviously we can't take those stuff out, but people
Yeah.
can in the reading room.
That's right, that's
Open
right,
up, take a look.
that's
Okay.
right, yeah.
Okay.
That's bad.
Mhm.
Anything else on building infrastructure? Now we're gonna move to budget. How we doing with the budget?
Yes.
So I worked with Serena yesterday and today to go over the expense report and the spreadsheet that Granite City and I put together. And right now, and this is not, we inflated some of these lines to make sure that we're gonna have enough. Right now, out of the special article on opening day, we should have around $10,000 remaining. I anticipate it'll be spent, but it's good that we're at a
Sure.
positive. And in the CPC grant right now, as of today, with the expenses bringing us to opening day, we should have around $11,000. So $20,000 to the good with all the expenses paid for is a good place to be. I don't anticipate handing back much money, but I feel good at this point, 4 months away or 3 months away, that this is where we are.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that includes bringing the lighting estimate back up to 40,000, because I anticipate there's going to be an escalation.
Maybe we can
So-
sell candy bars too.
Especially the caramel.
I also want to say that we've spent down the full 200,000 from the HVAC grant, and I just this week submitted for reimbursement.
There is one other funding source that I do not capture here, and that's the ADA grant, which right now has just under $11,000 in it.
And Jonathan, we're talking about.
Yeah.
We've been having discussions about some of that.
I may want to charge off the electrification of the 2 doors to that.
They are.
Yeah,
That
That's
was
already
budgeted
built
and
in.
planned.
That
Yeah.
was already budgeted.
Yeah.
okay.
That was
Pretty
planned to be
close
done.
anyway.
Yep.
I think it's gonna come pretty.
So that will change this number then slightly,
Yeah.
so.
And the fixtures for the bathrooms, the handicap, is that coming out of the grant or is that already taken care of out of?
So right now it's captured here, but I would rather spend the grant down. So when those invoices come in, we'll have that discussion. We've been managing that pretty well.
Good.
That's excellent.
With the baby changing table.
Yes.
Yes.
Paid for by the Friends.
Really?
Yes, Friends funded that purchase.
Thank you.
They
Any
fund a lot of stuff.
Any questions about the budget?
It's almost ready to go in as well.
Excellent.
Grants and fundraising?
Just that the full 200,000 from HVAC was spent down and reimbursement we submitted for reimbursement this week. So, looking good there.
In fundraising, we got a meeting at 4 o'clock on fundraising. We're throwing out different ideas, so we'll have a report for you hopefully at the next meeting. Community updates and information. Is there anything?
I don't think I have any in this meeting.
I think since our last meeting, Mark and I did the event at the
That's
Council on Aging.
That's right. Yeah.
And first of all, we had a full house because they had food available for breakfast, which was great. Kudos separately to COA for what they do on that Friday of every month. And they get a full house and do a great job. We both made a presentation, and I think we both got questions asked to us, if not, during the Q&A, then right afterwards about different aspects of the library or ADA, what you're going to have for this. People were really happy with the plan that Mark showed them on the screens and so forth, and the old and the new. And it was nice because it's, as an older crowd, I think they really appreciated what it's taking to get all this done. So that was our second forum that was required under the ADA grant. And I will send Mark the draft next week so that he can see and we can agree on what we're submitting back to the grantor, to the American Library Association. And at the same time, we'll let them know that we're still on track and on target for completion of the grant.
No, I think the people present at that breakfast were pleased with the report that you guys gave, especially the show that you did, Mark, that they could visualize different, you could see before and after.
Yeah, I mean, it's one thing to drive by it and say, oh, what's going on in there, but to actually see the before and after shots. They get a real sense of what kind of work has actually been going on there.
Most people are looking forward to the library.
I get that
opening, so,
sense.
yeah.
I get that sense.
Any questions at all regarding that? If not, preliminary grant opening plans. Is there a motion to table this?
Motion to table until our next meeting.
What was this?
Do you have a copy of the agenda? No?
I don't, not in front of me.
We
It
tried
is preliminary grand opening. Safe paper. Yes, but you can have it on the phone.
I could, but you could just
Are you
read it to
familiar
me.
with that? How to use the phone?
Yeah,
I'd like to friendly amendment to that motion. I'd like to table that to the next regularly scheduled meeting.
Yes. Is that okay with the person who made the motion?
Yes.
Is there a, where's Mike? Is there a second on that?
I'll second.
Any
Start with
discussion?
Mark.
Any discussion? If not, all those in favor, say aye, starting with Britt.
I,
James Aguirre, aye.
Ralph Dackler,
Jonathan Gale, aye.
Clark Proctor,
Jack Ailes, aye.
Mark Tavares, aye.
Campuchico, aye.
I thought you said why.
Cause.
That's an amazing answer.
Okay, so Ron's not here for this, so he was going to discuss this at our meeting, so he's not available for this meeting, so.
I thought we didn't want to jinx it. That's why.
Oh, a grand opening is happening.
Yes.
It is happening at some point.
It's gonna be in September,
It's gonna be in
and if
September.
it's not September, then,
It'll
Jim
be
can't go-
October,
Jim
and if
can't
it's
go
not
on.
October, it'll be November.
no, if it's
Get it in
October,
August.
then
It's
Jim
gonna
can't
happen.
take his vacation.
Well, I've got plans at the end of September, so it better be before that.
Let's make it happen.
Me too.
Our next agenda item, number 7, membership of the library building fundraising subcommittee. I know we discussed at the last meeting that we had that we wanted to add Jonathan to the meeting,
That
to
was
the
it, yeah.
subcommittee. Now, my question, this is a technical question. By putting Jonathan on the committee, it's
Mhm.
gonna be 5 of us, which means it's the quorum for the regular committee.
Oh, yeah.
Is that a problem?
I think it might be. Because
Because we can't
subcommittees
escape-
have to be, right, a subset of it. And that creates, you have all members there. So
Yes.
I'm gonna say my initial, without looking at it, is you're just having another library committee meeting. And
Yes,
if you have everybody
that's,
shows up,
that would
yeah.
be my concern, that we
Yeah.
have enough.
Because you have a quorum.
And that we could
Yes,
make decisions that the rest of the group may not necessarily be.
Yeah.
I see what you're doing.
What?
Trying to make decisions without Pat.
Oh, okay.
How dare you?
My next question.
Isn't that why you asked me to be on it?
Yeah, if that's the case, it's all right.
So,
So,
So being on several subcommittees, I concur.
yeah, I didn't think of that until
Yeah.
yeah,
shortly before this meeting, and Jonathan attends our meetings and we appreciate his input. It would have been nice if he had been able to be a voting member on it, but I do have unless someone resigns, I don't think we can add Jonathan at this point.
not at this moment, no.
You hear me, Jonathan? You look perplexed, but
No, whatever, I mean, I'm still gonna participate. I'm throwing my 3 cents, so
it's actually 5 cents, but
Yeah, well-
that's all right.
whatever it is, I'm still gonna participate.
Sure. We
And,
appreciate that.
you know, whatever I can do, not gonna change.
Yeah, thank you. Next, agenda item number 8, review, discuss, and act on one invoice from Grand City Partners totaling $3,362.50. What is this for now?
This is all special article,
Is that?
all special article. This is all coming out of the special article.
Oh, okay, okay. But what is this for, though? What's this expense, them doing the bids and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah,
Is that-
exactly.
That's right. Yeah, Grand City Partnership.
I don't know exactly what this one was for, but they've been
The most
working
recent one
on,
they submitted,
they've
yeah.
been working on the flooring bids,
Yep.
the electrical bids, the storefront bids, all of them, yes. They're working on the parking plan, so, yeah. Their work is ongoing.
So if I remember correctly, we were able to put them all together and have one voice,
Yes.
you know? So let me just go through them. 3 invoices from A1 Hardware totaling $20. 3 invoices must have been small items that we were.
Highway Department.
We get very small invoices.
Yes.
For very small items.
They're small in size and they're small in, yeah. Yes.
One invoice from Home Depot totaling $162.08. And 2 invoices from Eagle Leasing Company totaling $522. Eagle Leasing Company is what now?
The storage containers, which we will be able to start to remove.
Right.
Maybe as early as next week,
Okay,
once the startup occurs. We can at least get rid of.
that middle one, yeah.
Right,
And then when I start bringing stuff in,
right,
We'll be able to.
Yeah.
there'll be no use for,
Right.
yeah.
right.
Sure.
Yeah.
So we might have, one of these will probably go as early as next week, and then the other 2 might be another 5 or 6.
Yeah, but
weeks, so-
if we move shelving in
Right,
first week of August,
right,
they're gonna be gone.
Yeah.
In August, yeah.
Does anybody have a total on this?
I forgot to put one down.
Does anybody have a calculator in their hand?
Let me figure it out. Let's see.
Are you doing it?
I don't have the figures.
Oh, it's like, because you don't have an agenda, you were saving paper.
That's what I was doing.
Would you like to see mine or no?
No. Sounds like we've got a clicker going over there, so.
$4,066.58.
I
How many-
agree.
Thank you.
You say 58 cents?
Yes, I mean,
Is it 4,000?
4066.58.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion to approve
I'll move.
these invoices. Second. Any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye, starting with Mark.
Aye.
Mark, aye.
Britt, I.
James Aguirre, aye.
Ralph Taco, yes.
Jonathan Gale, aye and yes.
Mark Proctor, guy.
Pat Gale's aye.
Campuchico is an aye. It passes unanimously. Has everybody had an opportunity to look at the minutes from April 10th, May 8th, and May 22nd? And does anybody have any corrections or anything for those minutes? If not, I'll ask for a motion to approve those minutes.
Second,
Motion.
Any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye, starting with Mark.
Mark Tavares, aye.
Britt, I.
James Aguirre, aye.
Ralph Taco, I.
Jonathan Gale, aye.
Mark Proctor, guy.
Pat Gale's aye.
Campuchico, aye. Next meeting is going to be next week. What is the date on that?
Oh, yeah, I better put that in.
And anything else that needs to be brought up before I,
So next week is a special meeting. So when will our regularly scheduled meeting be?
we'll probably discuss it at next meeting.
Unless you want to do it now. It's up to
Why don't you
you.
do it now?
July
'Cause you're not-
17th, the second Thursday.
July 17th, you said?
Second Thursday, yeah.
Wait a minute. No, it's not.
It's the third.
17th is the third Thursday.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes,
really.
yes. It would be
Oh, you're right,
nice.
yeah.
That's because he's looking at his calendar.
That's because I had the third, I had the third up. Okay, yep. You are correct, John.
For once. So July 10th it would be.
Everybody available for July 10th?
I am
I
not.
will be remote.
I am not.
I think the 17th will be easier because it's that much further from the holiday week.
I'm okay with the 17th. If it comes up, we'll have to have a meeting, but
I am not.
Where are you going?
Well, the
Well, let's
10th,
not-
I'm
let's
in
not
our,
announce it.
okay.
Okay.
So the 17th,
The 17th,
3 PM.
3 PM. Obviously, if we need to meet before then, we'll meet. I know we're going to meet next week. Anything else before I ask for a motion to adjourn? I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor say aye, starting with Britt.
I.
James Aguirre, aye.
Ralph, I.
Jonathan, I.
Mark Proctor, guy.
Pat Gale's aye.
Campuchico, aye.
Mark Tavares, aye.
Thank you, Mark. You're going to be here for the fundraising committee?
Yes, I will be.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
See you in a little while.
See ya.